What's up guys, my name is Nick Foy, an online business owner for golfpracticeguides.com and asknickfoy.com. I got started about 3 years ago running a blog and earning an income from it, and now I've built it into a 5-figure per year business. And I started asknickfoy.com to go ahead and show you all the things you need to know about building an online business and expediting the process so you don't waste time like I did in my initial years. So today's tutorial is going to be all about the email list. The email list is one of the most important aspects of running a blog and running an online business. So we're going to be using ConvertKit, which is the email service provider I use for my business. Absolutely love them. I've made the switch from MailChimp to ConvertKit about a year ago, and I've been able to make my email list grow 5 or 6 times what the subscribers I had when I was with MailChimp by using ConvertKit's amazing features. Today's feature we're going to be talking about is forms. I'm going to show you how to create a form through ConvertKit, then embedding that form in your website so that when people are on your blog post reading, they'll see the opt-in form in the middle of the blog post. They can enter their information and subscribe to your email list. So if you're ready, let's get started diving into today's tutorial. What's up everyone, this is Nick Foy here from asknickfoy.com, and today I've got the first video tutorial of a series that I'm going to be doing on ConvertKit, which is an email service provider that many of the top bloggers use to capture email addresses and build their email lists so that they can better connect with their customers and their readers and eventually monetize their email list and make money off of it, which we will get into that in another video. But today we're going to walk you through the basics of getting set up with ConvertKit and go ahead and create your first landing page and your first form. And then in future videos we're going to get into the other features of ConvertKit because it has many different amazing features, which is why I recommend using ConvertKit over another email service provider like MailChimp or Aweber or MailerLite. Let's start off by first going to ConvertKit. So type in asknickfoy.com/ConvertKit and it's going to take you to ConvertKit's homepage. Now that is an affiliate link, so it's going to help me earn a referral fee from ConvertKit. But you don't have to use my link. You can directly go to convertkit.com, but I'm just letting you know it's an affiliate link. So if you feel like helping me out and helping me earn, a referral fee from ConvertKit, they pay me. It's at no extra cost to you. That would greatly help me out and help support my website. So once you type that in and it loads ConvertKit's page, then you'll click the Get Started tab here. And it's going to open up their different pricing options. So for your first 0 to 1,000 email subscribers, you're going to pay $29 a month, which may seem like a lot initially when you're considering how there's other email service providers out there that have it free up to the first few thousand, or maybe they have $10 a month. So this seems a little pricey. But a lot of the features you get with ConvertKit you won't get with the other email service providers, and I think it makes up for it. After a while, once you start building your list and you find other areas of your business to cut back some expenses, the $29 a month really doesn't feel that bad. Now, I'm actually under the $49 a month plan because I'm sitting between 1,000 to 3,000 subscribers right now. A year ago, I was only at 200 subscribers when I switched from MailChimp over to ConvertKit. So I started paying $29 for a while, but my list all of a sudden quickly grew and I upgraded plans. And that's one of the great things I loved about ConvertKit was once I switched from MailChimp to ConvertKit and started using their new features and really focusing on building my list took off, and in less than a year it went from 200 to almost 1,600 subscribers, and I'm getting 100 to 200 subscribers a month now. So I attribute a lot of that success to the different tools ConvertKit has. So you can see the different pricing options here. If you scroll down, there's going to be frequently asked questions. So with all the plans, you get everything. You get the forms, the courses, the landing pages, the automation rules. So you get all the features no matter which plan you're on. And you can send unlimited emails per month, whereas some of the other email service providers, they might limit you to a certain amount of emails per month based on what plan you are. And then they also have a 30-day refund policy. So if you want to get started with ConvertKit and you realize you don't like it or it's just not working out for you, then you can ask for a refund by going to help@convertkit.com in the email. So let's go ahead and show you today's tutorial on building landing page and forms. So click the Get Started, and it's going to have you sign up and fill in all your account information and your billing information, and eventually you're going to be brought to your dashboard. So this is the main dashboard page. It always starts off on the Form tab. This is like your overall summary page where you get to see your subscriber data for the last 30 days. So you can see I've gotten 103 subscribers in the last 30 days. In the last few days, I've been seeing a spike in email subscribers because I've been trying out some new email strategies, and it seems to be paying off as I'm getting a bigger growth spurt compared to these other days. And then you can look, by day, by 7 days, 30 days in total. So I'm at about 1608, which is pretty good because, like I said, when I switched over to this almost a year ago, I was only at 200 subscribers, so I've grown 1,400 subscribers in less than a year, which is pretty awesome. And so let's go ahead. Like I said, this is the first tab, Forms, but let's go ahead and create our first form. So when you scroll down, you're going to see Create Form. So initially, there's not going to be any of these here, but I've obviously already got a ton of different subscribe forms for all my different pages and my different websites. I run multiple websites off of this one email account, so I've got different forms for different websites, but you starting out will probably only have one website to create forms for, making it a lot easier on you to keep organized. So click Create Form, and it's going to open up this page wanting to know how do you want to gather subscribers. You can either create an email form or you can create a complete landing page. So let's first start with the landing page. And when you click that, it's going to give you different templates you can start with. So if you're, promoting a free ebook that they get when they opt into your email list, you could pick this first template where you upload a photo of the book and then you write some text about it, and then they've got the form down below where they can fill in their information, and as soon as they subscribe, they get access to the ebook. If you were doing like a webinar, you could do this style where you talk about the different things you're going to be discussing on your webinar, and you could give the webinar a title and a little subheading, and then they could sign up with their information to join your webinar. So you can play around with these different templates. They're pretty easy. I'll go ahead and click on one and show you here. So when you click on it, it's got the spot for you to put your headline in and provide more detail, your photo of your book or product, and then it's got these different text boxes. You can customize what you want it to say. And then down here you can customize your form as well by giving a description, a picture, and a headline here. So that's the basics for a landing page as far as designing it. Now, once you go into settings, you'll be able to start customizing your initial email message that you send to them. So the first thing you want to do is give your landing page a name. If you're creating multiple different landing pages, this is how you're going to be able to tell them apart. So you can title the landing page relevant to whatever the landing page is for, whether it's a webinar or an ebook giveaway. And then you can choose whether you want it to be just a form or a full landing page. In this case, it automatically checked a full landing page because that's the option we picked earlier when we were at the screen giving us these two options. Now, when somebody gets done filling out the email form, you want to show a success message. So you can type in what text you want it to say, or you can leave this as is where it says success. Now check your email to confirm your subscription. If you don't want to leave them a success message, maybe you want to redirect them to another page, you can click this here and you could type in the URL. So if you have a thank you page, for example, yourwebsite.com/thank you, that's where you could send them instead of showing the success message. And then if you want them to be automatically enrolled in one of your email newsletter sequences, you can click here and pick one of your different sequences. So as you can see for my golf website, I've got a putting sequence, I've got my weekly newsletter, and I've got mental game, practice, chipping. So I've got different newsletters based on different interests that golfers have. So you can choose, whether you have a specific newsletter you want them for, or if you want them to be on your general email newsletter that, all your subscribers get enrolled to. Once you're done, click Save Landing Page to go ahead and update this page, and it's going to reset you up to the top here. So you can go on to the next tab, which is Incentive Email. So this will be the first email that gets sent to your subscribers. So you can go ahead and choose whether or not you want to have the double opt-in email. So basically, if you uncheck this, then this won't get sent out to them. Instead, once they subscribe, they're going to be on your email list. But we always recommend you have this checked to do the double opt-in to make sure that they really meant to subscribe to your email list, and it kind of screens out robots and spammers because they have to go through the double opt-in process, and a lot of spammers and robots will drop off because they don't know how to do the double opt-in method to get on your email list. Then you've got the From section here where you can click Edit, and you can choose what name you want to show up when the email gets sent to their inbox. It can say your name, it can say your company name. You can customize that as you like, and then you can go ahead and put in what email address you want it to come from. So by default, this is the custom email that you set up when you signed up for your ConvertKit account, but in my case, when I have multiple websites running under one account, I'm going to go ahead and change out this email based on which website I'm sending out the incentive email to. Then you get to customize the subject of your first email and the message, or you could leave these as default. So thanks for signing up. Click the link below to confirm your subscription and you'll be on your way. They click this and now they're double opted in to your email list. So they've become a subscriber officially. If they don't click this, they will stay as unconfirmed subscribers, which we'll get to later in the subscribers tab. You can see all the different people who opted in initially, but then never followed through with the confirmation. So then they weren't actually confirmed subscribers added to your email list. Down here, you've got the thank you page. So you can either send them to a URL once they've click the confirmation link, or they can get the incentive download directly to their inbox. So you can upload the file here. If it's a PDF file, they can get that straight to their inbox without having to take them to your website to a URL web page. Then you've got special options. If you want to auto confirm new members, you can check this box. If you want to send the subscriber data to a thank you page, you can do that as well. But I usually have just left those two blank. Go ahead and click Save Landing Page again to save this information when you're done. Now the style is how you customize visual styles. So in this case, you could choose any one of these where it's a single column page, a sidebar, a sliding page, or words. So you can play around with those, clicking the different ones and seeing what they look like. If you know custom CSS, this is where you can enter it here to modify your page, to edit it and make it more visually appealing than the basic template. It takes coding knowledge to update this part though, so for most beginners, you'll probably just go with the normal template and not do any updating of CSS. Now, what should we show to returning visitors who have already subscribed? You can continue to show the form on the website page, or you can choose to hide the form. So for example, once somebody subscribes, you can go ahead and choose to hide, so then when they come back to your website, they won't see this landing page or this form on your website again. It'll be hidden from them, so it kind of makes it less spammy in case, like if this was a pop-up, for example, they would kind of get annoyed that the pop-up keeps interrupting their browsing. Even if they're already a subscriber, they wouldn't want the pop-up to keep happening. So that would probably be a case to hide the form. Alright, next let's go to the Embed tab. So if you want to put a form on your website, this is going to be where you'll find the code. So you can just click it to copy it, and then you'll go paste it into the HTML section of a web page on your website. So in WordPress, for example, when there's the visual tab and the HTML tab, when you're editing a blog post, you'll click on the HTML tab, which opens up the code side of the web page, and then you can scroll down to where you want the form or landing page to show up in that page, and you can paste in the code. There's also raw HTML code here if you want to customize it, and there's also the WordPress code. So if you've got the WordPress plugin downloaded and installed on your WordPress website, then it'll be easy to find the code and do it that way. So that's what I did on my website. I have the WordPress plugin for ConvertKit downloaded and installed, and I went ahead and made a form that shows up after the end of every blog post So that's automatically inserted that code. So every blog post I write, a form automatically gets put at the end of the post. That way I don't have to manually copy and paste this code every time I want to put it at the end of a blog post. So that's kind of nice to have the WordPress plugin so that it kind of automates things. But this code I use quite often. I copy paste the JavaScript code whenever I want to insert a form into a specific location on the page, maybe midway down the page or at the top of the page. Since somebody might not end up reading your whole article, you might want to catch them near the top of the page. And then you've also got the one, like I said, that ends up being at the very bottom of the page that automatically gets inserted when you have the WordPress plugin. And then lastly, we've got the final two tabs. So form integrations, if you want to try to integrate it with another system, you can do so, but I've never personally used this. You can, integrate it with Twitter or Unbounce. And then the other options, this is where you can duplicate a landing page so that you don't have to spend time redesigning it. You can also delete a landing page if you're tired of using it and you no longer need it. And lastly, go ahead and hit save again. And then over here, you can click the View tab to get a preview of what your landing page looks like, or there's a View tab up here. All right, now let's go over to the subscriber column. So as subscribers come to your landing page, fill out the form, you'll be able to see how many visitors they had versus subscribers, and which will give you a conversion rate. And the cool thing here is you'll be able to see the top refers. So let's say this landing page is set up as its own web page. You'll be able to see if your home page sent them, or the about page, or the contact page. You'll be able to see the different pages on your website and different blog posts that's sending you the most traffic to your landing page, so that you're able to see, kind of how people are moving around on your website, where they're coming from when they're landing on the landing page. Then if you need to download your subscribers, there's a CSV file in Excel. You just click this and it'll download your list to your email so that you can use it to import it anywhere else if you're using it anywhere else with another system, or if you're migrating away to another email platform in the future. This would be how you can save all your subscribers for this particular form. All right, so that wraps up the landing page. Now let's go back and show you an example of a form, which is really just going to be real similar to what we just did. So we'll run through that pretty quickly. So this time click form, and you get three different options. So you've got the inline style where you've got blog post text, and then it's got the first name and email address as a small line, and then it continues on with your text on your page. You've also got, the basic email with the subscribe button as a form style, or you've got the big one where you can put a picture with a description, with a heading, and then the form over here to the right. So all three of these have been great options for different purposes. I like this one in particular because if you're trying to give away an ebook or some kind of free, worksheet, you could put a picture of it here, and that's kind of, a visual engaging way to get people interested in your opt-in, and then they'll go ahead and fill out the form. So let's just pick one to open up the same page that we've kind of been looking at. So here is where you'll customize it. You'll give a picture, a heading, and a description. And then if you click on the wand here, it will let you choose text color, the accent color, and the button color if you want to customize these things. So again, click save, and then you can click on the view tab to view your form to see what it looks like live as an example. So let's go into settings next. This is going to be real similar to what we just did with the landing page. So again, you've got the form name, and then this time you can see where it checked the form bullet instead of the landing page bullet. And then you get to choose between a success message or to redirect them to another page. You can also choose again whether or not you want them to be automatically enrolled in one of your newsletters. Typically, that's what we do. As soon as they opt into the form, they get automatically enrolled to the newsletter, and they're not officially enrolled to that newsletter until they click the confirmation email. So don't worry about, if they don't click the confirmation email, them still being enrolled on your newsletter. Nope, they won't get any newsletter emails from you until they've clicked that confirmation. So again, you come in here to the incentive tab and change the email address that you want. Give your first email a subject and the message telling them to confirm their subscription. and then choose whether you want to give them the incentive download directly to their inbox or take them to some other third-party website page. Like on your website, you can have a landing page set up for them to go to. And then style, as we mentioned, you've got 3 different choices. You've got the full one, which is with the picture and the description and the heading, or just the form with the email line, or you've got the inline. So that's where you can change your decision here if you decide you want one of these other ones after you initially clicked the full. And then you get to show the form different ways. So inline is basically just embedding it into the web page or a blog post. You can also do a model, which is basically when it pops up. So this would be a pop-up style form. And then there's the slide in form, where once they scroll a certain amount on the page, the form will start sliding into the web page. Then we've got custom CSS again. If you are a coder and want to customize the form's appearance, and then you can choose whether you want to show or hide the form once somebody's become a subscriber. Again, go to the Embed tab when you want to copy paste the form into a specific point on a web page, or you can install the WordPress plugin to make it show up on every page. Form integrations we discussed earlier, this is the same thing. And then the other options is where you can duplicate the form, archive it, or even delete the form. So that wraps up this first series of our multi-series tutorials on using ConvertKit. Today we covered signing up for an account and how to create a form and landing page using the Forms tab. We also showed you when you click on the Forms tab, this takes you out to your main dashboard where you get to see your subscriber data, and then you can come here and pick custom days to see how many subscribers you've been getting for different time ranges so that you can monitor your growth over time. And if you need to update any forms or edit them, you can scroll down here and you can see all the different forms you've created. One last thing before we end this tutorial that I forgot to mention: if you create different forms for different web pages, that way you can track which web pages on your website are doing the best. So I'll come down here to my golf example. So I've got one set up for the equipment page, one for the newsletter page, one for the about page, one for my academy page, one for blog posts. So I've got multiple different forms. That way I have one form for each of the main pages on my website, the home page, the about page, the start here page. That way I can track how many people are coming to each page, how many of them are actually opting in, and see which of my pages are converting best. That way I know, if one page is doing better than the others, I can go tweak the other pages to try to figure out how to get those numbers better and the conversion rate higher. So it's kind of cool to do some split testing where you separate different forms for different web pages to see which web pages are doing the best, and then you can tweak those pages to make them even better. So thanks again for watching this first tutorial series. We covered forms today. In the next series, we'll be talking about sequences, which is where you'll set up your autoresponder email series, which is what we talked about. When somebody opts into your form, they can automatically be enrolled in your newsletter sequence. So that's what we'll be discussing in the next tutorial. See you soon. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the latest lessons that I upload each week. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.